Okay, so we're almost getting there. So before we go ahead and actually load the 1000 recipes from our text file into our queue and let this parser, automatically parse all of the 1000 URLs, I wanted to do a couple of things before that. The first thing is, I don't want to save recipes without photos, okay? I think that the quality of the website goes down and the user experience goes down. So what I'm going to do is, if we find a photo which we can download, then I'm going to index the recipe. Otherwise, I'm not going to index it. Okay, so let's say if photo URL, then we can go ahead and indent this all one tab inside, so that this only happens, we only get the photo if the photo URL exists, and we only save the recipe and index it if the photo URL exists, okay? Okay, so that's one thing. And the second thing I want to do is, in the SERP, I want to fix these two snippets being so close together. They're actually on top of one another. So what I'm going to do is, here I have a small, I wouldn't say bug, but this is wrong. We shouldn't place the call.lg at this level with the SNPT style. So instead I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to create a div outside, say, okay, of class call.lg3, okay. And now I'm going to put the entire snippet inside of the div with the class call.lg3. Okay, so that should fix that. Let's see if that works. Okay, we see now they have a small separation, so this is looking much better. Okay, the next thing I want to do is, whenever we go in, so as I mentioned previously, it's always nice to give some kind of credit to the actual creator of this content, right? So usually what recipe search engines do is, whenever you click out to the recipe page, well, they have this information, they have the title, they have the photo, they maybe have some reviews if you have a review system. They also have the ingredients, but usually the description is not there. And that's because they tell you to click out to the original source of the content. And, this is in some way fair, because we didn't create this content, so we're giving attribution and traffic to the creator of the content, okay? So, I'm just going to change this and actually implement that button to click out to the source of this information, of this content. So I'll go back to the recipe page. So this is going to be inside the recipe page. And here, instead of listing the directions, first I'm going to check whether or not this recipe is parsed, okay? So I'm going to say if recipe.parsed, then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to run through this for loop, and I'm going to end my if, okay? So this for loop is essentially inside of the else statement and inside of the if. So if it's parsed, I'm not going to list the directions, so I'm not going to loop through them. Instead, I'm going to present just a big button. So I'm going to say ahref, and I'm going to say recipe.source URL. Target is going to be equal to _blank. This is because we want the user to open up a new tab whenever they click on this link and not, go out of our site. And the class will be btn default, because we want it to be grayish. And the size will be btn large, LG, okay? And here the message can be click to see directions, okay? Sorry, I have a typo there. Click to see directions. Okay, good. Let's see how this looks. And okay, we see our big button here. So directions to prepare bourbon chicken. We'll click to see directions. And here we go ahead and click out to the original source of the content, okay? Okay, good. So this is that. Let's go back and search for olives, because this was our own recipe published by us, and we see that the directions are visible here. So, okay, so this is all working.